Hi, my name's Phil. I like to talk about politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss the Brexit Party's latest attempts to take control of the brexitparty.com domain from the rightful owners using EU law. But first, if you would like to see more of my videos, then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon as well. So, the Brexit Party, first of all, you may find my opening statement there a little odd. The Brexit Party is trying to take control of the brexitparty.com. That sounds a little weird because surely when they formed their party, if we must call it that, they would have thought, oh, websites are really useful, especially as Nigel Farage and the people running this know all about the use of online activities to campaign. Of course they would have already bought that domain before they announced themselves to the public. But no, they didn't. It didn't occur to them. Oh, shall we have a website? No, we don't really do anything online, do we? And then someone else got it. That someone else being led by donkeys, which is an anti-Brexit campaign group. And now Nigel Farage is whinging about it. In fact, he did before. It didn't do him any good then. It's not going to do him any good now. Basically, the Brexit Party obviously has a lot of money behind it from various dubious sources, but no real organisation of their own. And I suppose that's what caused this in the first place. And Nigel Farage and his Brexit Party have been trying to get that domain off them for some time because, as you can imagine, led by donkeys haven't just bought the domain to stop the Brexit Party using it. Oh no, they've put it to use. Oh, and Nigel Farage absolutely, definitely does not want you to actually have a look at that website. But, and that's the main reason, because obviously they've now realised, they realised some time ago, but they realised after they should have bought the domain themselves, that if people are interested in the Brexit Party, they may well go, ooh, www.thebrexitparty.com, and go to a site and they'll be thinking, oh, this will be the Brexit Party's website. Now, I have to say, in this particular case, this is not like, because we've had this a little bit in the last week. So the Conservative Party have twice put up websites that purports to be independent and unbiased and were actually Conservative Party sites or Twitter handles, that sort of thing, which is absolutely disgraceful because that is a form of lying. Now, you may imagine before you've actually clicked on the link, which Nigel Farage absolutely doesn't want you to do, by the way, so don't do it. You might imagine, oh, this is made to look like the Brexit Party's official website and has things that will suck you in and then a few little things that will put you off them, still believing that it's from them. Under no circumstances is it like this. It's pure hypocrisy for Nigel Farage and the Brexit Party to complain about this because Nigel Farage, as part of the Leave.eu campaign that was headed up by Aaron Banks in this country and headed up by who knows outside of this country, they did this a lot. They produced lots of sites and gave them fake names that made them sound like they were independent research groups, totally unbiased and just fact-checking sites effectively to push their agenda. And that, as I say, was no, you wouldn't look at that and go, oh, this is just Leave.eu playing silly buggers. You would actually be sucked in. This is not the same. So there's no reason, it's clear. It's not even spoof because what they're saying in it is true. But it's quite clear that the Brexit Party have not produced this website, is what I'm basically saying. And it's not that Led by Donkeys are even saying you can't have this domain. They've said you can have it. That's fine, no problem. You can have it for £1 million and it goes up. You'll notice the figure behind me is greater than £1 million because they've also said it goes up by £50,000 a day. So if you look at it as a bit of a counter going up, so that's the cost it's going to charge them. So in the latest threatening letter, what have the Brexit Party done? Well, they've sent a letter saying, oh, you're breaching EU patent law. Interest in the EU one. So their argument here is that their design, well, it says in the letter, it's not me guessing here, their design is original and blah, blah, and they patented it, all the rest of it. And you can't use it. But the thing is, if you go onto that website, they're not using it. Now, they did back in May. But remember, in a case like this, let's say someone inadvertently or for whatever other reason uses a patented design and they're not allowed to, and you say stop it, you just take it off and there's no problem. There is no issue. And And the same applies here. They're not using that design now, so this latest threatening letter is utterly useless. But I thought it was interesting that they're citing EU patent law, not UK patent law. There is UK patent law. What that suggests to me is that they patented it EU-wide. Now, say EU-wide. Now, it's not just EU members. There are other European countries that are members of this patent scheme. So it covers a wider area of Europe as well. And it is more expensive to apply the patent to a design across the EU and a little bit beyond than it would in the UK alone. And I was thinking to myself, so the patent of the design of their logo, which, okay, they could say it's distinctive and original enough that they could do that. Because the problem with copyright, I mean, copyright's much easier. You design something and you just say, right, I designed this, it's my original work, I am copyrighting it. Simple as that. People, of course, there are exceptions for copyright material. You can use copyrighted material for various things, including spoof, for example. So if it was simply copyrighted, they'd have no recourse there. They would be able to use it. You can use it for a variety of things. But if it's a patented design, that's different. But it's more difficult to patent design. You have to go through a patent process, which at the time they would have put it through, I'm thinking it doesn't necessarily mean that because it takes over half a year for the whole process to be completed anyway. So they don't necessarily own the patent yet if it's still going through a process, because it has to be checked that it genuinely is original and all the rest of it. But it may have been. Let's say it has. In fact, let's say that this letter has come at this time because they've finally got their patent through. So they have patented that design. But as I say, they're then Led by Donkeys are not using that design on this website. So, using that as a stick to beat them with, utterly useless, because let's say they go to court and say, they're using our design. Led by Donkeys would show the website and go, no, we're not. And the judge would look at it and go, no, they're not, and throw it out. But what is curious to me, as I say, is that they applied this under EU law, not British law. It would have been cheaper under British law, but it would have only covered the United Kingdom. But why would they care if anyone outside of the United Kingdom used this? I mean, they'd still have it copyrighted. So, there's still the usual rules. Why would they care? They're only targeting people in the UK. So if anyone uses it outside of that for spoof or whatever purpose, how does that do them any harm? I don't understand that, but there may be a reason. But the bottom line is that they're not, at least with this line of attack, going to be able to get that domain off them. And of course, now Led by Donkeys have put something else on the website, as you can see, which is basically saying to Nigel Farage, if you want it, you can buy it. It costs this much. Which again is just another indicator that anyone going to that website, looking for the Brexit Party's official website, wouldn't possibly think that this was produced by them. It's absolutely ridiculous. But there you go. It's just another little tantrum by the Farage over something he can't control. Because one of the things that gets me, it's just the irony that hits you, isn't it? Because on the letter threatening Led by Donkeys going, ooh, we've got control, they do refer to the British design numbers, as well as the European ones. Why put the European ones in? I mean, I find it odd enough, like I've already said, that they even applied using the EU patent system, because it's just costing them money and they shouldn't care. But they've got the British one. Why didn't they just put that in? Led by Donkeys are a British group. They're based entirely within Britain. If they think they've got a right to go to court over this, they could just go to a British court. It wouldn't be a problem. But the fact that they're trying to use EU law and suggesting that they would use EU courts. But, as Led by Donkeys say themselves, you're welcome to, because at the end of the day, we're not breaching anything. It's their website, totally their website. And the Brexit Party aren't even trying to argue that they have to have the website because of the name. They're arguing because, the design, we've patented the design. Yeah, we're not using the design. But one thing that I little quote from the website now, which is pretty good, I think. So what they've got quite close to the top now is, Nigel Farage likes to think he's a political genius, but most of us know he's just an opportunist who preys on people's fears. Anyone who failed 7 times to get elected to Parliament, once beaten by a dolphin called Flipper, is no strategic guru. So yeah, I'm guessing they're not at all bothered about being taken to court by Nigel Farage. So anyway, let me know what you think below. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button. If you'd like to support the channel further, then please also click the Patreon link for details. And until next time, I'll see you later.